Hi, Bubble family. I'm the Outkasted Spiritualist, and this is my channel. So, I'm waiting for my mother to come out of the store, and we're gonna see if I can kind of clip the video together. So, if you've seen this intro, then I was able to make the clips of the video, like merge them. I'm gonna try the app that's on the phone. But anywho, in this video, it's probably gonna be a rant, but I do want to talk about one thing is Oungans, Mambos, and Bokors, and then maybe also talk about a little bit, not too deep into channeling and conjuring, because I watched a video and the lady, she spoke of some decent stuff. Some stuff was true, some stuff was false, but she was coming from a dogmatic perspective, more Christian, but it's kind of weird because she was talking about how, well, anyway, she was talking about how how conjuring, channeling was good and it was your ancestors, stuff like that. But I'll probably get into that later. We'll see. So Oungans and Mambos and Bokors. This is my view, and from what I perceive it to be at this time, and from my current state of knowledge at this time. Maybe I'll do another video. I'll talk about this in the future as I grow and develop, because this is a channel we are all learning and developing together. And as I elevate, I like to elevate you all. Before I get started, may God, the source, your spirit, your spiritual core, the saints, angels, lawas, and orishas, may they bless you in every way that you need in your life. Hayibabo. Amen. So, Oungans and Mambos. Oungan, for those who don't know, in Voodoo, Oungan is a male priest. Manbo is a female priestess. A Bokor or Bokor. They're not priests or priestess. So Oungan and Mambos are usually called into the practice or chosen to become a priest or priestess, and to they usually work with the right hand path, right hand path, or the good side. They're usually on the side of the balance. Now, I'm not saying that Bokors or Bokos are on the side of, like, the left-hand path, on the side of bad, because they're not. Just because someone's a Boko or Bokor does not mean that they're inherently bad, evil, this, and the other. A Boko can and will probably do work on both sides, but there are Mambos and Oungans that may do the same as well. But usually, the Mambo or Hougon reglement, or order or rule, or what they, agree with the spirits, so stuff like that. They usually work on healing, aiding people, do charitable work, things like that. Typically, you don't do anything negative, especially if your lineage has a son. I'm not of the Kanzo lineage, so I don't know 100% of how they do things. My lineage do have a son, but we're not the Kanzo lineage. There are many lineages in Vodou and AD. A lot of people know about the Kanzo lineage because of the city Port-au-Prince, and when people went there, that's what they seen. That's what we usually go in documentaries and stuff. But there's different types of practices and lineage of Voodoo and family practices of Voodoo that you can get initiated into in the different forms. The initiations are different. The baptisms or whatever is different. A lot of things, are different. And Kanzos do a lot of things in certain orders and things like that. Some people say it's more of a religious portion of Voodoo than some of the other lineage. It's whatever. However, Usually an Ougan and Mambo are the priest or priestess of the community. They're the healers. In Spanish, I think they call them corinders or healers, almost like the shamans. They're like the like a Vodou shaman. They're like a shaman. So a lot of people put Voodoo into like a negative light, but Voodoo is more about healing, protection, and keeping the balance of things. So the good and bad is needed in both sides. So because also I guess it could be like a gray area also, because of if somebody wrongs somebody and it's like deemed necessary that there needs to be a balance restored, like it's causing imbalance in some type of way, Ougan Mambo can correct that. Now that could be viewed negative for some people. Some people call it divine justice or order, because it has to, the balance has to be restored. But also a Bokor that does both. Bokors are doing their part as well, and even if it's in the negative, if they're doing negative stuff for their clients, because the clients want something negative, it's still, the balance is going to have to go back one way or another. But Bokors will do negative workings for people. Ougans most likely will not, if it's not justified. Ougans and Mambos usually do workings that are justified. Bokors, they'll do work that is justified, but they'll also do work that's not. Not every Bokor, but most probably do. That's why a lot of times the Bokors are seen in a negative light. But that does not mean that a Bokor is negative. So, I actually didn't really have to end the video, so I think that's probably that's just my views on it. Ougan Mambos, they are the chosen ones to hold and to serve the Loa, and they were chosen to be priests and priestesses to hold the secrets, do initiations. A lot of Bokors don't do initiations and stuff like that because they're not initiated. They might have families that they were in that served the Loa. They might have Ougans and Mambos that have been in their families for lineage, but they were not the ones chosen to hold the traditions. A Mambo Hougon are chosen by the spirits, God, and the Loa to do the work and to work with the Loa to do the things and uphold the order. So that's some differences. Maybe I'll go into some more differences later at some point, but we'll see. Now with the channeling thing, the lady I seen and watched the video, it was from a year ago, so she might be more advanced at this point, but I don't know. People got different paths. She was like, channeling is good, channeling your ancestors, stuff like that. She was mostly in the Christian framework, and she was saying that Conjuring was bad, demonic, blah blah blah, the occult, stuff like that. However, that's not true. You can channel positive spirits and negative spirits. That's not always your ancestors. Channeling is pretty much where the spirit comes to communicate with the people. So it's not like a full possession or full mounting. In English, possession is a negative term, but it's not negative in African traditional religions. Maybe, how can I frame it? How like people catch the spirit in the church. It's something like that. You catch the spirit does healings, works, maybe leave messages and stuff like that. But channeling is like, it's like maybe a partial, like you're still aware of what's going on. It's not a full takeover. And usually the person that does get mounted fully and stuff are usually willing participants. And I know some traditions, they believe that you, especially probably Dominican Voodoo, that you have to be mounted. But in some traditions, some lineages, you can make, like in my lineage, you had the choice. So I'm not sure about, other lineages or Kanto. You have a choice, and when you do your regular ma and stuff like that, if you want your spirits to mount you, or or not. So channeling, is like just maybe a partial. A lot of times in Vodou, even if the person don't really, seem to be like fully taken over, it's usually the spirit that does the workings and stuff for you. The person is being guided by the spirit, the things that they do. It's a full takeover. The spirit is doing everything. Either way, still the spirit. It's just, like I said, one is channels partial takeover. You could be guided, or they're using like maybe your voice, and your voice might change a little bit, the way you speak. It might be a little bit, but and like it's like with shamans. Shamans are not really seen in bad light. And a Voodoo priestess, a Voodoo Mambo, a Mambo or Oungan, they are intermediaries between the spirit world and the physical, like a shaman. And a shaman, does healing works and stuff like that. And the priestess, or the priest, the Mambo, the Hougan, have a close connection or relationships with the spirits. So therefore they're able to assist the person. Like if the person needs extra help, maybe they don't have a relationship with that spirit in their family, or maybe for some reason it's not going with the spirit, just, not working with them, they can go to the Oungan or Mambo. The Mambo can petition or work with the spirits on their behalf, and to get the things done. Also, but in Vodou is more about healing. It's about it's not, Vodou is more not being a victim of your situations and your circumstances. So it kind of gives you the power, type of thing, to stand up and fight for what's right, or to do what you need to do to better yourself, your family, and if you're a priest or priestess, the community. So people that practice Vodou, they're not like a Mambo or a priest or priestess, but they kind of practice. They kind of help their family, maybe close friends, stuff like that. When you're a priestess, you get your initiations, you get your asan. If your lineage have asan, and you maybe do whatever your regular ma is, and all kinds of stuff. I can't get into all those things. Then you have the right to work with the Loa on the behalf of other people. So, it's a long process. Becoming a priest or priestess takes money, of course. It's a lot. It can be a lot of money, but it's almost like going to school, being a doctor. Once you get your license stuff, you're able to do the things and work on behalf of people, or to heal people, do stuff for people. You have the knowledge, this heals, and the spirits, behind you. But you have to go through certain things and certain initiatories and certain ceremonies and stuff to be able to do that. A Bokor usually don't have those, but it's a lot of trial and error. Could be dangerous. You gotta have a lot of knowledge and things like that, and you may or may not have like any guidance. Bokors don't usually take on people for initiations, or for usually don't teach people, or usually don't I heard somebody, because they don't have the license to do so, because they're not initiated. I don't know if that's true or not, but they usually don't from what I've seen. I haven't really seen too many that have, but I could be wrong, because there may be some too. Maybe there's a Bokors in training from other Bokors. I don't know. But that's how I'm gonna end the video here. I wonder if there's something else I should talk about, because I really didn't know what this video was gonna be. I was just being guided. I just knew it was gonna be like Oungan, Mambo, and maybe like shamans. Talk about how Voodoo is not a bad religion like Hollywood portray it to be. And it's really sad too, because a lot of other traditions like are held in a better light, like being a shaman, some Asian traditions, Hinduism, stuff like that. They're not attacked as much as a lot of African traditional religions like Vodou, Santeria, Palo, Obia. It was maybe it comes from, you know, slavery and things like that. I have to turn my heat up because it's hot. Maybe it comes from slavery and stuff like that. It just seemed like a lot of things pertaining to African culture or Africa and stuff like that was portrayed in negative lights. But it could have been from slavery, because of a lot of different things. You know, the hate, sometimes you know, it helped the black people overcome certain stuff. And the Caucasians and stuff was afraid of it. And they didn't understand it. And then, of course, like I said, another interesting thing is in Africa, a lot of these traditions that in the diaspora that broke off, in Africa, a lot of these traditions are kind of a little bit different, because they didn't have the same struggles as the people that was into, you know, the slave trade, like in AD. Yes, we have the Rada spirits that come from Africa, the homie and stuff like that. But then we have like Petrol and Gede and stuff, like spirits that came straight from IT, that was born out of the oppression. More fiery spirits, more quick spirits, more, you know, things like that. Because of what was going on, they need those spirits to aid in like warfare, or, you know, to aid them in like a battle. I'll say a spiritual battle. And the only reason I say spiritual battle is because a lot of things happen in the spiritual first before it happens in the physical, and a lot of things do have spiritual meanings or behind them. A lot of things that you see going on earth is due to some type of spiritual thing. A lot of people like to put it behind them, and you know, not think about it, or not put spirituality in as an importance. But a lot of things, especially like the collective stuff, is from the spiritual. The way the world is, it's like a battle between light and dark, which neither is, you know, 100% bad or good or anything, because we need a balance of both. But it's always a polarity, and nature and spirituality is about, and the world is about balance. So when things get a little tilted off, you know, you gotta snap back. You know, eventually it comes back into balance. So we're always going from being from balance to maybe too much positivity to too much negativity. There has to be a middle ground in everything. Everything is a middle ground in life. Everything is in the middle. And everything, there's a purpose for everything. But we're about to be at 20 minutes. There's more stuff I want to talk about, but maybe it'll come to me in the future. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do these videos, because I do want to teach and things like that, but a lot of times I don't have time to actually like sit down and make a lesson and things like that. So maybe I should do more like little spiritual rants. So I'll probably label this stuff about Hougan Mambos, a little bit of, Shaman Bokors, and then maybe I'll just say spiritual rant. Maybe when I do little things like this, I'll talk about, maybe there'll be like little spiritual rant stuff, unless I have like something really specific. But I'll see. But like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm the Outkasted Spiritualist. I'm thinking about changing the name. But we'll see. I'm the Outkasted Spiritualist. And I'll offer readings now if you want to inquire about a reading. Tarot oracle. Then contact me, Outkasted Spiritualist at Outkastedspiritualistservices at gmail.com. Outkasted with a K. And that'll be all. Till next time, stay blessed. Bye, boo-boo.